A 23-year-old woman starved herself to death while priests prayed over her convulsing body. The sessions were recorded. You can still hear the screams. A man underwent exorcism to free him from 40 demons. Hours later, he tore out his wife's eyes with his bare hands. He claimed 3 demons were left inside him. A teenage girl levitated 5 feet off the ground, horizontally, while 170 people watched. She spoke languages she'd never learned and revealed secrets no one had told her. These aren't scenes from horror movies. They're documented cases with witnesses, audio recordings, court trials, and bodies. Today, you're going to hear 5 exorcisms that actually happened. Cases where the Catholic Church intervened, where priests fought entities they believed were demonic, and where things went catastrophically wrong. People died, people killed, and the question remains, were they possessed by demons or destroyed by the ritual meant to save them? Because when exorcism fails, the consequences are worse than death. Warning: what you're about to hear is disturbing, but it's real, and it's documented. Welcome back to the Shadow Archives. Exorcism is real, not metaphorical, not symbolic. The Catholic Church has an official ritual, the Rituale Romanum, and trained exorcists in every diocese. Thousands of exorcisms are performed every year. Most go unreported. But the 5 cases you're about to hear became public because they ended in tragedy, scandal, or horror that couldn't be hidden. Each case is documented. Court records, medical reports, witness testimonies, audio recordings. These aren't urban legends. They're events that destroyed lives and forced the world to ask, is possession real, or is exorcism murder? Subscribe if you're ready to descend into the darkest rituals the Church performs, because once you hear these cases, you'll never think of exorcism the same way. Let's begin. September 1975. A 23-year-old German university student named Anneliese Michel stopped eating. She claimed 6 demons possessed her: Lucifer, Judas Iscariot, Nero, Cain, Hitler, and a disgraced priest named Fleischmann, and they were speaking through her. Anneliese had been a devout Catholic, but starting in 1968, she experienced seizures, depression, and terrifying visions. Doctors diagnosed epilepsy and prescribed medication. It didn't work. She began seeing demon faces during prayer, hearing voices commanding her to do damned things, and she became violent towards herself and others. Her family sought help from the church. 2 priests were authorized to perform exorcism, Father Arnold Renz and Pastor Ernst Alt. For 10 months, they performed 67 exorcism sessions, 1 to 2 sessions per week, each lasting hours, and they recorded them. The audio recordings still exist. You can hear Anneliese's voice, but it's not her voice. It's deep, guttural, demonic. She screams, she growls, she speaks in tongues, and she curses God in ways that are unbearable to hear. During the sessions, she refused all food and water for weeks. She performed 600 genuflections, knee bends, per day, until both kneecaps shattered. She ate spiders and coal. She drank her own urine. She licked her own vomit off the floor. She bit the head off a dead bird. The priest believed the demons were punishing her, that her suffering was necessary for purification. Doctors begged the family to hospitalize her. They refused. They believed exorcism was working. On July 1st, 1976, Anneliese Michel died. Cause of death: malnutrition and dehydration. She weighed 68 pounds. Her last words, spoken to the priests, beg for absolution. Her parents and the 2 priests were charged with negligent homicide. The trial became international news. The prosecution argued Anneliese had mental illness and needed psychiatric care, not exorcism. The defense argued she was genuinely possessed and the ritual was necessary. They were convicted, given suspended sentences. The Catholic Church quietly stopped authorizing exorcisms in Germany for years. But here's what haunts people: the recordings. Doctors and linguists who analyze them can't explain certain phenomena. Voices that don't match Anneliese's vocal range. languages she never studied, knowledge of things she couldn't have known. Was Anneliese Michel possessed? Or was she a mentally ill woman tortured to death by religious zealots? The church still debates it. Anneliese's full case and the audio recordings will be analyzed. But next, the case that inspired the most famous horror film ever made. January 1949. A 13-year-old boy in Maryland, known only as Roland Doe or Robbie Mannheim, began experiencing poltergeist activity. It started after his Aunt Harriet, a spiritualist, died. She taught Roland to use a Ouija board. After her death, scratching sounds came from the walls. Objects moved on their own. Roland's bed shook violently at night. His Lutheran family sought help from a minister who witnessed the phenomena and declared, "This is beyond me." They turned to the Catholic Church. Father William Bowdern, a Jesuit priest, was assigned. He kept a detailed diary of the exorcism. It's locked in the Georgetown University archives, but excerpts have been leaked. What Father Bowdern documented over 30 exorcism sessions, words appearing on Roland's skin, hell, exit, scratches spelling obscenities, furniture moving across rooms while Roland was strapped to a bed, the boy speaking in a deep demonic voice, Latin phrases, a language Roland never studied, violent reactions to holy water and religious objects. Superhuman strength. It took multiple grown men to restrain him, projectile vomiting during prayers, and on one occasion, levitation. Multiple priests and witnesses confirmed these events. This wasn't a single priest making claims. Dozens saw. One night, Roland broke free from restraints, grabbed a bedspring, and slashed Father Bowdern's arm, requiring stitches. The exorcism lasted 3 months. Finally, in April 1949, during a session, Roland spoke in a normal voice and said, "He's gone." The entity, which identified itself as a demon, had left. Roland returned to normal life. He never spoke of it again. Decades later, reporters tracked him down. He refused all interviews. But in 1971, author William Peter Blatty read about the case. He interviewed witnesses and used it as the basis for his novel, The Exorcist. The most terrifying exorcism film ever made was inspired by a real boy, a real priest, and a real ritual. Roland's case in the leaked diary will be investigated. But now, a case with 170 witnesses. 2 cases. 2 of the most documented exorcisms in history. Anneliese Michel starved to death while priests recorded her screams. Her voice, or whatever spoke through her, is still on tape. Roland Doe endured 3 months of torment witnessed by multiple priests. His story became The Exorcist. The question, were they possessed by demons or destroyed by the ritual meant to save them? Doctors diagnosed mental illness. The church saw demons. The evidence, contradictory. Some phenomena remain unexplained. The Catholic Church still performs thousands of exorcisms every year, and cases like these still happen. We'll investigate more cases in future episodes. Clara Germana Seal, the Loudon possessions, Michael Taylor, each one more disturbing than the last. In the next episode, we're entering the Vatican's secret archives, the documents they've hidden for centuries. Subscribe if you're ready to go deeper. Drop a comment, possession or mental illness. The archives are open, the recordings exist, and the screams don't lie. I'll see you in the next one.